Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden. First off, I want to say I'm sorry for not uploading yesterday, guys. I was out at my friend's house and we're just having a good time, and I just didn't have enough time to do it, but I actually got a lot of footage because we were hanging out and making car related content, and so we can do that, and it's gonna be sick. But anyway, guys, today's video is the top 14 best American sports cars for under $5,000. We're doing a new series here where I go over a certain style of car and I give you like 10 or however many I can think of under 10K, and then however many I can think of under 5K too, and they're all going to be different. I'll put the rules up on the screen here so you guys understand. But really quick before we get into it, I want to remind you guys that www.smoothstance.com/shop, we got hats, we got shirts, we got shorts, son. Alright? So go check it out. Thank you guys so much for all the support we're getting. It's literally like every day we just keep getting more and more orders. It means the absolute world to me, so thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. But let's get right into it. Number 14 is the Chevy Cruze, and it comes with a 1.8 liter inline 4 that makes 151 horsepower, and it was front wheel drive. And this car was a little economy car that turned into like a show car, and it just doesn't really make any sense to me, but it's okay. Now I know you guys are probably like, yeah, all right, it's time for me to click off this video, but don't. All right, this car is last for a reason. There's a lot more good cars to come. I know they aren't a good choice if you want to modify it and go fast, but for daily driving they are wonderful, and that's what they were meant for. And I think it's good to have a little bit of balance of everything in your video. So yeah, we're going to get to the meat and potatoes of this list, but you got to start with some of these cars that are still cool, just cool in a different way. Number 13 is the Dodge Dart GT, and that comes with a 2.4 liter inline 4 that makes 184 horsepower, and it was front wheel drive. And once again, these were economy cars, but at least these cars had a little bit of a kick. They also tried their best to make it look cool, but just didn't really succeed in my personal opinion. I don't know. It can look pretty decent, but it's also pretty easy to race these out, and a lot of the times they go with the second one. They just throw LEDs all over the car. It just makes no sense. Either way though, if you want a good daily driver that's still a bit of fun, this is definitely not a bad choice. Number 12 is the Ford Focus SVT, and that stands for Sir Victor I don't know. All right, and it comes with a 2 liter turbocharged inline 4 that makes 170 horsepowers, and it was front wheel drive. And this is like one of the first economy cars that got to be a little bit fast from an American company. These came out during like the whole Fast and Furious Need for Speed Underground phase, and they actually did pretty well. They sold quite a bit of them. It's pretty much a Focus on steroids, but it still just doesn't do it for me and most people out there. Like, maybe they should have made them rear wheel drive, I don't know, but it seems like every car that's rear wheel drive succeeds and the front wheel drive ones don't, except for a Civic. So just putting it out there. All right, number 11 is the Chevy Cobalt SS, and that comes with a 2 liter turbocharged inline 4 that makes 260 horsepower, and it was front wheel drive once again. And these cars are such unsung heroes. Like, they are actually decently quick little freaking cars, especially for their price. Now obviously they're not like a manly man's I'd only drink muscle milk muscle car, but they do the trick if you know how to drive it. Like, if you're into Civics, then this is a great choice. They're a front wheel drive tuner car. Sure, they're not going to make as much power as a Civic, but they still can do pretty damn well. Numero 10 is the Pontiac Fiero GT, and it comes with a 2.8 liter inline 4 that makes 140 horsepower, and it was rear wheel drive, and surprisingly mid-engined as well. I have no clue why they put mid-engines on them, but they did. Personally, I don't understand how these cars haven't blown up yet in popularity. Like, they are so cool. I absolutely love them. They are literally like the exact same thing as an MR2. Snap oversteer and all. It has it all. All right, you're pretty much driving an American MR2. I think they're a bad like first choice, but they are a great project car. You'll have so much fun in it once you actually get to drive these things. Like, they also look really cool. Like, I don't know, I like the car. Number 9 is the Ford Mustang GT SN95, and that comes with a 4.6 liter V8 that makes 260 horsepower, and it was rear wheel drive, and they looked okay. Now the new Edge was sick. All right, everybody loves the new Edge. They look aggressive, they look cool, but this generation, the SN95 generation, I don't know, man. They looked a little bit like too bubbly. Like they're like Looks like they're like a balloon of a car. But if you can get by that, then they are actually a great choice. They're a bit weird because they remind me so much of like a tuner car, but they're a muscle car. And yes, that horsepower out of the box isn't really that much, but they're easy to get way higher, which makes me think it's a tuner car. It's so weird. It doesn't really fit into the muscle car category, but I guess it is. I mean, it's got a V8. Number 8 is the 3rd generation Chevy Camaro, and that comes with a 5.7 liter V8 that makes 245 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive, and they once again looked okay. You're gonna start seeing a trend. A lot of these 5.7 liter V8s, they're LS engines, okay? So every time I mention one of these, they're LSs. I think the car community will pick up on these sometime soon, and they're actually gonna blow up in price because they have that like retro styling to them, and if you ever see one like wide-bodied with like aggressive like stuff to it, you will fall in love. I saw one in person. It actually looked so sick. But anyways, they aren't that fast, they don't handle the best, they aren't that good for daily driving, and they don't have much potential, but they're literally like a piece of history on wheels, and they look really cool, and they're just like an old, you know, muscle car. Like that, you get what you know you're going to get. Number 7 is the Dodge Charger, like 2008 model year. I don't know like the chassis code or generation or anything like that, but they came with a 5.7 liter V8 that makes 340 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive, but it didn't come in manual, which freaking sucks. It sucks farts. But if you think about it, they're still pretty good at making horsepower, and they still have very good horsepower, like 340 horsepower for under 5K. Sign me up. And it's got a Hemi V8. Like, you'll still have a blast driving one of these, and for under $5,000, it's a steal of a deal. It just really sucks that they weren't available in manual, so I couldn't put it any higher. Number 6 is the Chevy Camaro Catfish, which comes with the famous American 5.7 liter V8 that makes 325 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive, and they looked hideous, I know, but they are street monsters. If you want a car that you can take to a Mexico Cash Days event and steal everybody's money like you're a high roller, big gambler man, then this is your best bet right here. Plus, they have an LS in them, which is just always a big selling point when talking about street racing cars. LSs are just naturally good at making power, and if it comes in a car, sign you up, because that's going to be a fast car. Yes, they don't look... they're not like a showstopper, but they're a showstopper in different ways, and I think that's great. I think having a car that's under 5K that's just good at going fast is a good thing. Number 5 is the Chevy Corvette C4, and it comes with a 5.7 liter V8 that makes 300 horsepower on the dot, and they were rear-wheel drive and extremely lightweight, but they did come with some salad shooters. But who doesn't love salad shooters, man? I freaking love salad shooters. Everybody's all like, oh, I don't like these C4 Corvettes because look at the wheels. The wheels are so ugly. I love them, man. I love the freaking C4 Corvette salad shooters. They look so good. My friend Ben is putting them on his E46, and it's going to look awesome. Now, I know these are the ugliest Corvette generation, but for under 5K, you will have to make some sacrifices, and at the end of the day, they're still a Corvette. And did I mention they came with an LS? I'm just putting it out there. They came with an LS, like horsepower to the moon, baby. Number 4 is the Pontiac Firebird, which comes with a massively surprising, never seen before 5.7 liter V8, because they love that number, that makes 335 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive, of course, because America is really cool and puts freaking rear-wheel drive on all of their sports cars. learn Germany. All right, stop making all-wheel drive cars. We don't like them. And these are like the ultimate dadmobile, I know, but they are like, they're still super cool, man. Like, dads have a good taste, okay? Dads like Corvettes, and who doesn't like Corvettes? Dads like Camaros and Mustangs. Who don't like those? All right, yeah, this Firebird, you might be like, no, I don't want to look like that because like old people like them. But stop, get that out of your head, all right? And actually look at the car. They look awesome. Like, those headlights, they go freaking hard. And don't even get me started on the taillights, because I might just pop a blood vessel. Once again, they came with a freaking LS too. And these are absolute street monsters. They're a great car. They're an absolutely amazingly underrated car, but they're still really good. And for under 5K, you deserve a round of applause if you pick one of these up. Number 3 is third place, and it's the Dodge Neon SRT4, and they came with a 2.4 liter turbocharged inline 4 that makes 230 horsepower, and it was front wheel drive because they always seem to mess up with their tuner cars for some reason. But these are by far the best tuner car to come from an American company. They get the freaking job done, and their engines are built like tanks, and since America made so many of these cars, there's parts everywhere for them. Everybody's out there wanting to build an SRT4 and make it into a beast because they just know that it can handle that stuff. Also, I just want to put out there that since there are so many different kinds of enthusiast cars that were built in America, I decided that the top 3 are going to be the best for different like situations or different styles of builds, and the SRT4 Neon is easily the best for the tuner scene built in America. So that's why I had to put it 3rd. Do I think that it's better if you're like would I rather have an SRT4 than a Firebird or Corvette C4? No. But I put it here because if I was going the tuner route in with an American car, which I would never do, but if I was, I'd go with the SRT4. Number 2, second place, silver medal, and it is the Chevy Corvette C3, and it comes with a 5.7 liter V8, which I've never heard of before, and it makes 300 horsepower, and it was rear wheel drive, and all that really doesn't matter though, because I think personally the reason to buy one of these older Corvettes, or honestly any older muscle car, is simply to have like a piece of history in your garage. Like, can you race this car? Sure. Yes, you can. They are very fast cars. They can destroy the streets if you wanted to. Back in their time, they were some of the fastest cars out there. Personally, I would love to see one of these things drifting. Imagine that. Like, they're amazing. But nobody really does that because they are such gems of cars and they're getting rare. It's honestly just smarter for you to keep it preserved and keep it looking nice and clean, and then, you know, make a bunch of money. You can still drive it and enjoy it while maintaining it and keeping it clean, but I don't know. For some reason though, people are so like hell-bent on buying one of these, so the market for them is actually really good right now. Just expect to have to do a lot of work to make it look nice again if you're buying it for under 5K, and you'll be all set. And finally, number 1, first place, is the Fox body Ford Mustang, which comes with a 5 liter V8 that makes 220 horsepower, and it was rear wheel drive. And that may sound a little bit small to you to be number 1, but these cars can get to speeds that are just absolutely mind-blowing, and that's why I put them number 1. They're just built like from the factory to go fast in a straight line. So if that's what you want, and let's be honest, if you're watching this video looking for an American muscle car, then that's probably what you want, then pick one of these cars up because they're the best. There's a reason why, like, you see, if you watch like a 1320 video illegal street racing, there's a reason that these are like the most popular common cars there. They get the job done. They're freaking fast in a straight line. They line up all the time down in Mexico and absolutely wipe the competition. They're beating GTRs, freaking 700 horsepower WXs, 1000 horsepower Supras, anything out there, and they're gonna beat them. And that's amazing. And it's not only like are they beating them, but they're beating them for way cheaper than the amount of money people are putting into these other cars. They're so cheap, and they're super easy to get to like 500 to 800 horsepower, and that's more than enough considering how light they are too. So if you're going for a strictly straight line speed car, which, like I said before, if you're watching this video, that's probably what you like, then I think the Fox body Ford Mustang is your best bet. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, you already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Also, check out the website, www.smoothstance.com/shop. Even if you don't want to buy anything, just check it out. It helps with like the Google search algorithm if there's a bunch of people on my website, so check it out. It'd be nice. I'd appreciate it. Let me know anything that you think I should change on it. Also, let me know anything that you guys want to see for top 10s and stuff like that. I have a bunch of vlog content coming up. We have a bunch of things that we did to my Z, to my friends' cars, drifting. Oh, we got some good stuff coming. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Das Vidania. Have a nice night.